Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something I think, well, basically everyone creating anything online thinks about.
Hmm.
It's that push and pull, wanting your message to just explode, go everywhere, but also wanting to build something real, those deep connections. So the big question is, can you actually have both? Massive reach and real engagement? Or is it like fundamentally trying to whisper and shout at the same time?
That really is the core tension, isn't it? And we've gathered some fascinating sources that dig right into this paradox. So our mission today is to unpack what they say, the science behind it, the strategies people are using, and honestly, the trade-offs, which can be pretty surprising. We want to give you some clarity on this choice, chasing viral fame or building that meaningful connection.
Okay, let's dive into that conflict. So one side is the viral dream. Mass appeal, huge reach. Get those notification surges, feels good, right? Sounds amazing on paper.
Oh, absolutely. The allure is powerful. But then there's the other side, the sources highlight, the niche focus. This is all about deep connection, finding those loyal followers who, actually remember your name, not just that one viral video you did. And what's really interesting is how the research presents these as, well, almost incompatible. They coexist about as well as pineapple on pizza debates. You often kind of have to pick a lane.
Right, pick a lane. And one big point our sources hammer home is that chasing virality often means you have to, well, go generic. What does that actually look like?
Yeah, going generic. It means aiming for the broadest possible appeal. Content that, like, your grandmother might share, but also your cousin and maybe your boss. It tends to lean heavily on what the sources call emotionally charged formats. Think those dramatic before and afters, maybe crying cats, or those you won't believe what happens next
Yeah.
kind of things.
So high emotion, broad appeal.
Yeah.
But what's the cost? What do you lose when you aim that wide?
That's the million-dollar question, or maybe the million-view question. The cost is often depth, nuance. Your unique voice can get diluted. And it raises the question, if everyone likes it, does anyone love it? Does it actually resonate with the right people for you?
And the sources even point to a specific strategy for this. The Brendan Kane formula. Sounds kind of calculated.
It is. It's described as essentially hooking average people first with something super broad, maybe even a bit clickbaity, and then you sort of hope your core audience, the people who are there for your original niche stuff, either don't notice or forgive you for, well, selling your creative soul, as one source put it rather bluntly.
Wow, so millions of views maybe, but your loyal fans might be sliding into your DMs asking, who are you and what happened to the creator I followed?
Exactly. It's a potential outcome. You get the spike, but risk alienating the base.
Okay, so let's flip that. Contrast that with the power of niche. The sources paint this as being super focused, right?
Totally. Niche content is laser focused. It's about specific interests, solving real problems for a particular group who genuinely care about what you're discussing. And that approach, according to the research, builds trust and credibility that's, well, stronger than superglue on a hot day. It sticks.
And the engagement must be totally different too. Not just like fire emojis, but actual conversations.
Precisely. You get quality engagement, shares that actually mean something because they reach other people in that niche. Repeat visitors, people bookmarking your stuff. It's a different vibe entirely.
So thinking bigger picture, it's about building that long-term loyalty. Makes sense.
It does. But, and this is the kicker the sources highlight, with niche, that massive viral reach often stays, well, elusive. As elusive as finding matching socks sometimes. And the growth, it can feel slower, like slower than dial-up internet slow. Patience is key.
Okay, so niche needs patience. Viral feels faster, maybe riskier. Is virality just luck then? Or is there some science to it? Our sources suggest it's not just like magic fairy dust.
Definitely not just luck, though timing plays a role. The sources break it down into predictable science, really. There are key elements. First, those emotional triggers we mentioned. Content that makes people laugh hard or cry or even get angry enough to, rage share it with their friends. High arousal emotions.
Got it. Strong feelings equal shares. What else?
Second, visual storytelling. This is huge. The sources basically say nobody has time to read paragraphs when there are endless cat videos to watch. Your message has to land visually, fast. Think compelling images, short, punchy videos.
Makes sense. Attention spans are short.
Yeah.
And the third thing?
Third is perfect timing. And this isn't just about posting at 5 p.m. It's more about how algorithms work. They test content, see how long people watch, if they share, if they comment. Content that keeps eyeballs glued longer than a Netflix binge session gets rewarded.
Yeah.
So timing is about hitting the algorithm's sweet spot for engagement signals.
So it is a science. You can follow steps, but it sounds like the kind of science that often sacrifices depth.
Mhm.
Our sources called it the digital equivalent of fast food.
That's a great way to put it. You get that quick hit, that immediate satisfaction, but maybe not the lasting nourishment,
Yeah.
not the deep connection.
So is there any way to bridge this, to get reach and depth? The sources mentioned a case study, Graham Stephan's Tesla trick.
Yes, that's a fascinating example of trying to thread that needle. It's about generalizing a niche, essentially. So his core niche was leasing Teslas. Super specific, kind of technical. Honestly, for most people, probably about as exciting as watching paint dry.
Right, very niche. But then he put this viral twist on it.
Exactly. He changed the title. Instead of something dry about leasing, it became How I Bought a Tesla for $78 a month. Suddenly, boom, it taps into aspiration, curiosity. Not just finance nerds, but everyone from teenagers to retirees is clicking that, according to the source.
That's clever. So he got the mass appeal.
He got the mass appeal, but the core content still delivered financial education. He didn't completely abandon the substance. It's like having your cake and eating it too, almost. The lesson seems to be that you can sometimes generalize your niche to get more reach, but yeah, the sources warn it's really tricky, like parallel parking in a tiny spot. It takes skill and precision.
Okay, tricky indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if you try to chase both, maybe without that surgical precision? What are the real risks of trying to be viral and niche simultaneously?
Well, the sources are pretty blunt about the pitfalls. First up, message dilution. If you're trying to please everyone, your core message gets watered down. It's like being a jack of all trades but master of none. Your audience just gets confused faster than a tourist without GPS, as they say.
Yeah, I can see that. Who are you actually for?
Exactly. And second, you end up attracting irrelevant followers, those viral spikes. They bring in crowds who clicked on one thing, but they'll likely never buy from you, engage deeply, or even remember you exist next week. They're just passing through.
Okay, so confusing your message, getting followers who don't really care. What else?
Then there's the loyalty crisis. This is a big one. Your original niche audience, the ones who loved you for you, they can start feeling betrayed. It's like watching your favorite indie band suddenly go full pop radio. You might understand it, but that connection feels different, compromised.
Oof, that hurts. Losing the people who were there from the start.
It really can. And all this can lead to the fourth pitfall, an identity crisis for the creator or brand. Engagement might drop overall. Your brand identity gets muddier than a music festival after rain. You end up wondering, who am I even creating for anymore? It's tough.
Wow, okay, so it really sounds like you need to make a conscious, strategic choice here.
Mm-hmm.
What are the two clear options the sources lay out?
They basically say you have two main paths and you need to commit. Option 1, go viral. This means you intentionally design content for broad appeal, high shareability, emotional hooks. Expect faster growth, potentially big numbers, but relationships that might be, well, shallower than a kiddie pool.
Okay, go viral, fast, but maybe shallow. What's option 2?
Option 2, go niche. Here, you focus like a laser on your ideal audience. You build trust, deliver deep value, foster loyalty. You have to accept that growth will likely be slower, but it's steady. Steadier than your grandmother's heartbeat, as one source charmingly put it. It's built to last.
And the sources seem pretty firm on this. You can't really have both at full strength.
It's
It's like trying to be introverted and extroverted at the exact same party.
Pretty much. You have to lean one way or the other. Trying to fully optimize for both simultaneously usually leads to mediocrity in both areas.
Okay, so you choose a path.
Yeah.
But the good news is you can succeed on either path, right, if you commit.
Absolutely. The sources give tips for winning, whichever you choose. If you decide to go viral, then you need to embrace it. Use those proven formats, hit those emotional notes hard, optimize your timing like you're, I don't know, launching rockets to Mars. Master the scroll stopper.
Be undeniably attention-grabbing. And if you go niche,
If you go niche, the win comes from relentless value. Deliver high-quality, super relevant content. Solve their specific problems. Spark conversations that are, deeper than just shallow small talk. Become indispensable to that group.
makes sense. Focus determines strategy. And how should we measure success differently for these paths? The sources mentioned looking beyond just vanity metrics.
Yes, this is critical. They say, don't just count followers, ask. Is it broad brand awareness you built, viral, or deep audience loyalty, niche? Look past simple views or likes, vanity metrics, and track actual conversion rates, people taking a next step. Are you getting followers, or are you building fans who tattoo your logo, metaphorically speaking? People who are truly invested.
Right, followers versus true fans. Big difference.
Huge difference. And as a pro tip, they really emphasize using data. Tools like Google Trends, Audience Insights, Use them to guide your strategy. Because guessing, that's for lottery tickets, not for building something meaningful or successful.
Okay, that's a lot to digest. Stepping back from all this,
Yeah.
what really stands out to you from this deep dive? For me, it's just the sheer clarity needed, clarity confusion.
I agree. Virality and niche connection. They really are as fundamentally different as cats and dogs, aren't they? Both can be awesome, but you need a totally different approach for each. You can't treat a cat like a dog and expect it to work out well.
Huh, good analogy. So you need clarity on the difference.
And that clarity, I think, connects to the bigger picture idea of mission-driven decision-making.
Wow.
You absolutely have to know your why. What's your brand's core mission? Who are you truly trying to serve? You need to answer that before you pick your strategy. That's like picking your destination before you buy the plane tickets, right?
Right, otherwise you're just flying blind. And ultimately, the sources seem to say bold commitment wins.
Yes. Success seems to come from choosing a path with clarity and then really committing to it, not trying to hedge your bets and be everything to everyone. You have to embrace your choice. Like you're picking your favorite pizza topping with confidence and zero regrets.
Okay, maybe some regret if it's pineapple. Just kidding. But I get the point.
Commit. So that really brings us to the final question directed at you, the listener. So what's it going to be for you? Viral fame or meaningful connection?
It's a big question. Choose wisely, create boldly based on that choice, and remember what the sources imply. Even the most brilliant strategy is kind of worthless without the courage to actually commit to it fully. Something to definitely mull over.